so the 104th day, and look, I've got up to a fair bit, even though it feels like not a lot. This morning got up and went down to a place called WorkLink, which is disabilities and mental health services organisation to help people find employment, which is awesome. Well, why did I do that? Because they contacted me to say they wanted to sponsor me and they made to make a donation to a firm, which was awesome. So we had a bit of a chat for a while, talking about what I did, what they do, what a firm does, and yeah, and then put together some material for them for a newsletter and for me to check up on the website, and they donated $1,000. So brilliant, that's awesome. Then I went off and met with a guy who's a psychologist here. I got in touch with him because a mate of his who's a psychologist up in Weipa put him in touch with me, and we just sort of met up for a chat, and it was really good just to sort of talk psychology, because I've got a psych degree and I'm kind of forging a pathway in that direction, but I've got some uncertainties. So in the end, that ended up being a really helpful thing for the sake of making some life decisions, actually, about whether I chase clinical psych, sports psych, what type of psych, whatever, something. That was really good. I won't go into that. And a bit of a chat as well, briefly, because this guy David goes up to Weipa quite often, actually, so he knows the Cape pretty well, and we were talking about some certain aspects in it. Some of the stuff he said really summed up why I'm kind of sounding frustrated, maybe, or am frustrated, and that is that the planning's kind of difficult, because I'm staring at these maps and I'm looking at creeks and I'm comparing that to a satellite image and sort of going, is that really a creek? Is there going to be water there? What are the chances? And he said to me, look, things like the Wenlock River, right? Depending on whether they get some late rain or not, and at the moment they are, actually there's a second wet, he called it, sort of flooding the area at the moment. There's apparently not a lot of traffic happening. Means that the water at the Wenlock River, which is about halfway up to 2/3 of the way up, it's probably the best way, 2/3 of the way up, put it, could be flooded, could be over the height of the bridge. So, obviously that's a while away now, but it's kind of unpredictable. So, he was saying, look, even if you were to call the people at Archer River Roadhouse and say, how's the Wenlock looking, they'd say, well, it's terrible right now, I can't say anything for, 3 weeks when you're going to get here, so, but I kind of want to set off with this perfect plan of how I'm going to get there, but it's just not going to work like that. So that kind of makes me think that things like the tarp is just an absolute necessity, because if I can't predict what's going to happen, then I could be camping out for a while in some rain. Imagine that. Imagine multiple days waiting for a river to stop being flooded and having a camp and having no tarp on your tent. That would just be stupid. That would just be devastating. So yeah, that's a must. So that's what I'm thinking about now, and look, by the sounds of it, there's going to be a way to find water. These distances are not more than 130-ish, and there is going to be water. I'm pretty confident of that. So now there's just a question of which pathway. There's 2 points where I can take alternate routes. I still haven't decided on that, but I've got a couple of contacts that I'm going to chat to in the next couple of days, on Monday actually, because I've got a friend coming up this evening, friend from Canada. I was telling you about Kate. Anyway, because I'm here for 8 days and I'm just taking a brief break. I'm going to go out to the reef or something like that and take 2 days off and get back to the planning on Monday. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Catch you tomorrow.